Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got two replays in the British Tier 7 medium tank, the M4a4 FL10 Jackal. Now this is a tank that you can currently earn for free until around June 12th in the Bootcamp Ops, which there is an absolute ton of different Bootcamp Ops and what you have to do to be able to finish Bootcamp. Too many to go through in a short video. So I'm going to leave a link in the description down below to the news article, which will tell you exactly what you need to do, or you can just search up in-game, you'll see it. Most people will have done a lot of the requirements for the Jackal by now, and will probably have it. So in short, I'm not a big fan of the Jackal, because, well, it's big, it's fat, it's not really got much camo, the autoloader is a little bit disappointing, the gun's a little bit derpy, it doesn't really have too much pen when you're coming against a lot of tanks. It's absolutely terrible against tier 9s or even tier 8s, to be perfectly honest with you. You struggle against some of the tier 7s because you've got a tier 6 gun at tier 7. I don't know, I'm just really not a fan of this tank. I just don't think it's very good. I don't know, some of you might enjoy it, but yeah, it's really not for me. I personally prefer the M4a4 FL10, which is the tier 6 version of this tank, essentially, that came out a little while ago, because it's the same gun, similar mobility, similar everything about it, really, except for the reload, but a tier lower. So I just prefer it. That's it. I don't think this tank is that good, to be perfectly honest, but it, it does have its charms here and there. So, in terms of a crew, what do I run on this tank? Well, on this tank, I run Born Leader, Rapid Reload, Sixth Sense, Situational Awareness, Trap Mechanics, Steady Aim, Snapshot, Run and Gun, and Off-Road Driving. Off-Road Driving because, well, I just want to help it out with its mobility as much as possible. All the gun perks, again, making this gun as good as possible, because it is derpy at times and it's frustrating. And I don't run any of the camo perks, even though it is a medium tank, because you're big, fat, and you have no camo, essentially. So, yeah, one of my other problems with this tank is it's slightly awkward at times, because it has 6 degrees of gun depression and 9 degrees of elevation. And 9 degrees of elevation is absolutely terrible, but it's not anything unheard of for these oscillating turrets. 6 degrees of gun depression, though, on this tank is just poor, and it's not that nice to use on a ridge line, or if you go anywhere near a ridge, because you're also as big as a house on this M4a4 chassis, and it's just very, very frustrating. And if you're wondering, by the way, what is the difference between this tank, why is this tank a tier 7 and why is the tier 6 M4a1 FL10 well, a tier 6, and obviously, like I said, this is a tier 7, sorry. It's because this is actually the M4a4 chassis. You can really tell there's a really big difference between the chassis. This is the M4a4 chassis, that's the M4a1. If you have a look at the models, you'll see just how different they are. This is slightly bigger and fatter. There you go. So yeah, this tank has a really good reload, to be fair to it. The 2-second intro clip just feels a little bit long for the fact that you only have like a 530 odd clip, maybe a little bit more, a little bit less, somewhere around there. Quick maths, not my strong point. Yeah, so your clip potential is pretty low, really, for an autoloader, and it's one of those things, 2 seconds just feels that little bit too long. I'd personally rather have it like 1.5 seconds, just because the alpha is low and the gun's derpy, but hey ho, I mean, the reload for this clip is ridiculously quick, though. There is that benefit to it, and that's one thing that's quite nice, because it feels like you're not out of the game. Like quite a lot of autoloaders, when you fired your clip, you feel like you're out of the game for quite a while, right? This tank is not one of those, and that means you always feel kind of involved, right? But the penetration, like I said, the penetration is a problem at 148 with 210 on the APCR though, which is nice. If you load gold, you'll pen most tanks. You've only got 370 meters view range as well, which is a little bit blind, but then again, a lot of tier 7s have around that view range, 360, 370, so it's fair. I don't know, I'm just not a fan of the tank. It's just me. I don't know if it is just me. I don't know what your opinions on the tank are yourselves, if you've played it now, when you've had it. Tell me what you think of it in the comments, It's what this tank is, what tanks is all about, right? Personal preferences. I might not like a tank, you might like it. I might like a tank, you might not like it. That's the way it goes. So, we're on Fisherman's Bay, and we're trying to get some shots at this ISM from the mid-ridge. We're never penning that with 210 pen, especially at the angle he was at. Unless he's flat on, we're never penning that guy. We're having to be really, really careful, because that Brasque earlier on YOLO'd us and did most of our health in 2 shots, and we're only on 334 health. And for most of the tanks that are left, like the ISM, they're just going to kill us in 1 shot, and we don't want to get shut down. It's not the time for that. So we've just got to wait for our team to go spot. So the T-77 gets spotted, so we're just trying to put some shots in here, and unfortunately the accuracy, the 0.36 accuracy is showing its ugly head there, and we didn't hit some of those. Some of them were poorly aimed shots, or more that we were shooting at a T-77 that was moving, so it was just a bit awkward. But we are getting some more shots into this guy. We're currently loading 3 shells of APCR. I don't think we've quite realised this yet. But really, we actually need them anyway to go through this guy. So we get another one into the back end. Try and get the second one. I don't know where that shell went. But we do manage to finish off the T-77. Now there's only 1 tank left. It is the Iron Rain. Easy to pen. We've only got AP left, so we're okay. But the likelihood of getting to this guy is extremely low. Because, I mean, look, there's the heavy tank there, the medium tanks, they're just playing with the food at the minute. I don't know why they haven't quite gone in, although the Iron Rain is a pretty scary tank to attack, right? If it's pointed its gun at you, it's 1500 clip. Deadly. But, yeah, unfortunately, we don't get there. And we finished the game with a decent total for the Jackal. We finished with the victory, 3 kills, nearly 3.4k damage, 474 assistance, ace tanker, the Confederate, 1885 base XP. Like I said, pretty good game for the M4a4 FL10 Jackal. This is actually a dual crew trainer as well. Or it was, pre 6.0. It was actually a dual crew trainer between this and the French. You could put these crews in. I actually don't know if that still works, or is that still a thing after 6.0? Because obviously now you can just move crews wherever you want to. I don't know if it still works. Because I know when 6.0 first happened, you could still put, say, with this tank, French crews in the British tank, and it would say in the UI it was charging you, but it would actually not get charged gold. I don't know if, I've not tested it actually, to be honest, so I don't know if it still works. So you might be able to put French crews in this and not get charged any gold for it and still be able to train crews in it. I wouldn't recommend trying it. I don't really see the point. Is what it is. Just thought I'd point out it was a dual crew trainer. If it is still, who knows? So we're on the second game, and we're on Pearl River. Brand new Pearl River is back, and I'm like, okay, I'm taking this middle. It's a T-54 lightweight. This is not a smart thing to do in the slightest. I don't know why I attacked this guy, because it's like, I'm just going to die. I'm sure I've got Randy with me, but it's like, he's in a heavy tank that's slow. This was a stupid, stupid idea, and we're going to get punished quite heavily for doing this. He actually rams us, because obviously he is a heavy light tank. He's heavier than me as a medium tank. And he also has absolutely amazing DPM. But I didn't want to let him have this middle area. It was not something I wanted. So we're now loaded and we're dropping in the clip. And fortunately enough for me, he gets set on fire. We were dead there. We were dead. We should not have attacked that guy. That was such a stupid thing to do. And I would never recommend attacking a tier 9 light tank with this tank. I wouldn't recommend attacking a tier 7 light tank with this thing, to be perfectly honest with you. But now he's dead. Me and Randy have the middle. And this middle area on Pearl River, on the new Pearl River, is very, very strong. And it's a very, very worthwhile position to take. Because you have great shots across the JK line. You have great shots across their base. You have great shots across your base. The only place you can't really deal with is the ABC 890, pretty much. And they can attack you if they win it, which their team has pushed very aggressively down there. But as you're seeing right now, we have some great shots down this line. We've managed to get 1500 damage so far. We got a couple into that King Dragon. Now we're just sort of changing our positions a little bit here and there to try and get some shots at these guys. Type 59-2 to get spotted. We can't actually pen this guy with AP, unless he turns his side like that. In the front, there is no hope of penning that guy with standard AP, so we end up loading premium in case he comes back out. And that's what I mean by this tank with its quick reload, like, right? 8.8 seconds. Bang, clips in. T29 gets spotted and it's like, oh, there's a T29, RBRT, bang, got it. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Accuracy, right? Who cares for it? RBRT is all you need in life. Now, there's an Iron Rain spot in their base. Artillery is also lit. And it's like, okay, I don't want to fire the premium because we might need the premium for some of the tier 9s and 8s later on, right? We're not going to pen them with the standard AP. And we reload quick enough that it doesn't matter. So we get the clip in and it's like, hello, Mr. Artillery. We get 2 into that guy. He's pulling back to a position where we're not going to get the shots in. And we make sure we get the final 2 shots in to the Iron Rain. Now we're on the reload again. Like I said, the clip's back in quick enough. But the problem is, that Iron Rain is always going to spot us. And we're never going to spot him. We managed to get 2 quick shots into the Type. But because we're on low health, I did not risk it for a biscuit at all. It was like, no, Mr. Type, I'm not doing it. You're not killing me. You're not ending my life here. This is not the way we go out of this game. So we get the 2 shots in. And then pull back and reload. Because like I say, it reloads quickly enough. You don't have to. The Iron Rain ends up getting shut down, so we don't have to worry about that guy. Randy's facing a tier 8 heavy, he's holding him off, and it's like, well, Randy will be alright over there. He's healthy enough, he's got the tier 8. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get into a position to shoot these guys that are attacking or trying to get back to defend their own base. Again, from this middle area, I can get into a position to completely cut them off. And it's like, hello, Mr. Type. I'm just going to dump my clip. Unfortunately, don't quite get the shot in. And then it's like, oh my goodness me, the AMX AC is looking at me? Why are you looking at me? You've got people in the base looking at you. Okay, no. And there we go, he's turned, so we get the final shot in the clip off. It completely caught me off guard when that AC-48 was staring at us, because it was like, why is he looking at me? Like, there's people in the base that are going to be looking at him and shooting him, right? Woof. But we managed to avoid the crisis, the scary tank. And we are loaded, and I'm not, because I don't have the hit points, I'm not attacking enough. And this Tiger 2 is just teasing me. He's just teasing. He doesn't even know that I'm here to shoot him. And it's like, oh, finally, I get a shot in. It's really annoying when that happens, where people they just don't know you're there shooting, right? But they're just safe by a little bit, and they keep poking out a little bit, but not enough, and they just keep doing it. And it's like, oh, stop teasing me. Just, please stop. And unfortunately, we only got 1 shot to that Tiger 2, but we're going for the same XAC now, but the 430 version 2 shuts him down. And we had another really nice game for the Jackal in the bottom tier game, and we pitched with the victory, the 1 kill, 3.2k damage, 469 assistance, ace tanker, sniper, confederate, and 1709 base XP. Nice game for the Jackal, in what is a tank that is just, I'm not a fan of, personally. Is what it is. And you can earn it for free in the Bootcamp Ops. Check out the link down below to the website. You'll see what you have to do for the Bootcamp Ops. So as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.
A great success!